Good afternoon, Wolverines, and congratulations on accomplishing yet another milestone in your short lives. You know, actually yesterday when we were doing all the rehearsals and everything in the 100-degree weather, I was thinking how much fun I was having because it was actually my birthday yesterday. And so you all voting me in as the person to, be your speaker today is actually, I consider, a belated gift from all of you all to me, so I appreciate that. To all the parents, teachers, friends, and administrators, please let's give another great applause to the Watkins Middle High School class of 2008. See, I believe that it's necessary in life to continually give praise to our loved ones, because even though we are fortunate to live in a country where we have great opportunities, we also unfortunately live in a society where we're often told more about our limitations than our potential, and we often reward negative behavior all too frequently. From Lindsay Lohan and Snoop Dogg to Martha Stewart and Lil' Kim, we have become a society where negative behavior is often rewarded with reality shows and book and movie deals rather than being condemned through shame. And so you, the class of 2008, you have shown all of us that it is cool to be smart, and it's also smart to pursue your education over short-lived notoriety for unpraiseworthy actions. And for that, Wolverines, you needed to be applauded because you represent the best in potential that we have to offer. I want you for a second to just think of all the things that you were told that you can't do on your path to success. They said you can't be a Gates Scholar, Joseph Umanza. You don't even speak English. They said you can't be a baller and a scholar, Joe Whitty, Will Adams, Bobby B, and Sula Washington. They said you can't get into the top music schools in the country, Dana Willentz. They said you can't be a phenomenal athlete and a singer, Mr. Brian Mahoney. They said you can't ace all of your AP exams, Stephanie Pollock. They said people don't succeed in the countries that you come from, Abdallah, Winnie, Darylyn, Ravinder, Nalina, and Nagoy. I can go down the list from every student who has achieved in the face of adversity and naysayers, from Sergio Almeida and Fernando Beracall to Diana Cabrera, Wayne Mercer, James Fleming, and Carla Galicia. But the point is obvious. Watkins Mill Wolverines excel in the face of all obstacles because, as Winston Churchill said, optimists see opportunity in every risk, while pessimists see risk in every opportunity. And you are a class of eternal optimists, Wolverines. You see, you are here because you decided to block out all of the haters and detractors and focus on the task at hand. You realize, as Robinson said, that it's not what happens around you or to you that matters, but what happens inside of you that counts. And so you developed an unconquerable will to succeed. However, you did not reach this milestone alone. Not only did you have a parent, a sibling, or some other relative or member of your community pushing you along, but you also had a Mr. Rattan, a Miss Motika, a Mr. or Mrs. Torrance, a Mr. Allen, Mr. Lee, a Mr. Sam Sell, Mr. Smith, a Miss Lupia, a Miss Nahara, a Miss Blanco, or you had a Mr. Schultz, a Mr. Vukmanik, a Mr. Munns, Miss Brown, or Miss Adamson pushing you along. So you must take the feeling that you have today and commit to yourself and all of us that you will always surround yourself with positive people who will always uplift you. You see, in life, you must know, as John Leslie said, who you can count on and who you can count out. You must never be afraid to challenge yourself, or as Helen Keller said, life is either a daring adventure or it's boring. So do not sleepwalk through life. You must remember, as Dr. King said, that some of us actually die at the age of 21, but don't get buried until we're 65 or 70 because we go through life without trying to improve ourselves. Henry David Thoreau said it best. Thoreau once said, "Oh, to have reached the point of death, only to realize you have never lived." So live it up, Wolverines. You must live it up, for you are the dream of every parent in this audience, from those with deep generational American roots to the immigrant parent who left hardships in countries that you will never see so that you can have opportunities that they will never have. You must think of them on those days you're in college and you're thinking about skipping class, or you're talking about not wanting to get up and go to work at a particular time. You must always show them that you love and respect them. And as a matter of fact, you should turn to them right now and give them applause to show them that you're thinking of them right now and forever. Going forward, graduates, don't be afraid to make mistakes on your way to future success, because 8 out of 10 billionaires have been financially bankrupt, but they, like you, have a vision that none of us will see until you show it to us. In your pursuit of your vision, know that anything worth doing is worth doing wrong at first, as Kiyosaki says, as long as you learn from your mistakes and don't just go forward, but grow forward. Just make sure that when you fall in life, as we all will at some point, remember to land on your back, because if you can look up, you can always get up, as Willie Jolly once said. You see, in a time of war and increased misunderstanding due to language barriers, xenophobia, religious intolerance, and economic hardships, we need you to be our soldiers for humanity. You, my fellow Wolverines, have allowed me to peek into the future and see what a society built on tolerance and respect for others can look like. So don't stop here. You must take this love and use it to change the world. As soldiers for humanity, you must also remember to serve, because as Cuban says, service is the rent that we pay for the space we occupy on this planet. So as soon as you receive, give, and as soon as you learn, teach, because it has been said that the greatest among you shall be your servant. When it's all said and done, you won't be remembered for your political or religious affiliations, but rather the number of lives that have been made better because you showed up and helped others grow up. Though you have greatness inside of you, Wolverines, you are not destined for greatness unless you constantly reinvent yourself. If you're the smartest in your group, as Kimbrough said, you must find a new group. Remember, as Sidney Poitier said, that when you go out for a walk with someone, after a short period of time, one of you either slows down or speeds up to match the other's pace. You must make sure that you're walking at your own pace. And if you can't lift up those around you, at least don't let them pull you down. If you are debating which career path you must follow, whenever you're debating a career path, you must find out what you would do for free if you didn't need money, and that is where you will find your career. Follow your passion, because as George Burns said, better to fail doing something you love than succeed doing something that you hate. Always remember, you must always remember to aim high, because as Les Brown says, most people failed in life, not because they aim too high and miss, but because they aim too low and hit. So you must always aim high, Wolverines. Always aim high. To the class of 2008, I say, remember, remember, remember. Remember that, as they say, the past is history, the future is a mystery, but the time you live in now is a gift, which is why it is called the present. So remember Elizabeth Kalunga, Jillian Aquino, Sarah Klein, and Alva Monsakan, to cherish every moment in life, because we are only here for a minute, so you must seize every second. Remember Tuesday, Portia Khan, and Guy Hunter, that someone else's opinion of you does not have to be your reality. Remember Chelsea Honeycutt, Jenny Chang, and Alveda Isaac, that you must not just go through experiences, but you must grow through them. Remember Tyrone Greenwood, Michael King, and Ann Siddiqui, Alex Goodrich, and all of you Wolverines, that you can't relive the past. You can't, for example, go back and change the score of the student-teacher basketball game, because, you know, we actually won for the 3rd year in a row. Had to remind you of that on your way out, you know. But even though you lost that game, you are winning daily at the only game that really counts, which is the game of life. Seize this thing called life, and as Monroe says, live full and die empty. Remember, as they say, that life doesn't care about your excuses, only your results. So you must get out of your own way and go forward, because your future is brighter and more beautiful than you look today. Imagine that and make it a reality. Congratulations, Watkins Mill.